Our relationships. My fiancé blew up her sister's wedding with a DNA test. Now her bio-dad might be leaving her a fortune, but not just to her. I thought we were done with the plot twists. Spoiler, we were not. Hey Reddit, longtime lurker, first-time poster, an accidental supporting character in a viral family soap opera. You might remember my fiancé, the one who detonated her sister's wedding by revealing they're only half-sisters. Yeah, that post. The one that broke Facebook and got quoted in a BuzzFeed listicle. And yes, I was the guy at the rehearsal dinner who said, "We should leave, now." Thank you, I will accept my award for Best Supporting Fiancé in a Drama. So, I thought we were done. We moved to a new apartment. My fiancé, let's call her Jay for privacy, is in therapy. Her sister Caroline is talking to her maybe dad Rick. Her mom is in divorce limbo. All the DNA kits have been put away. I thought the credits were rolling. But wait, there's more. So Rick, the surprise bio-dad, reaches out again. He's been having regular contact with Caroline now, and even went to therapy with her. Jay is staying out of it, just happy that things are stabilizing. Everyone's finding their new normal. Then last week, Rick invites us to lunch. He says, and I quote, "There's something I want to talk to you two about. Family business." We figured he wanted to say thank you to Jay in person for, accidentally forcing him to confront 3 decades of parental negligence. So we go. Nice restaurant. Rick's wearing a blazer. I should have known something was up right then because the last time I saw this man, he was holding a grocery store bouquet and looked like he'd been crying in the car. He opens with small talk, then drops this. "I'm updating my will, and I want to include Caroline and Jay, if she wants." Jay almost drops her fork. I blinked like my contact lens froze. Rick explains that he has no spouse, 2 sons, we knew, and a surprisingly decent net worth thanks to early crypto investments, and a boring but lucrative job in commercial real estate. He says he always wanted a daughter, and now that he has 2, surprise, he wants them to be part of his legacy. But wait. He also casually drops that he recently did another 23andMe test. Just for fun. And guess what? Another child. Daughter. 27 years old. Lives in Arizona. Already matched and messaged him. I swear to God, I almost spit out my Diet Coke. So now Rick has 2 sons from his marriage. Caroline, newly discovered. Jay, Caroline's half-sister, not biologically his. And now, surprise. Daughter number 3 from an ex-girlfriend he barely remembers. This man is basically a walking paternity plot twist. Rick goes, "I want all my kids, biological or not, to feel like they matter, that they belong." And Jay? She just stares at him and goes, "So, you're building your own personal Avengers of daddy issues?" I love her. He laughs awkwardly and then says, "But I need to be careful. My sons don't know yet." Oh. So now we're in this weird limbo where Rick wants to include Jay in the will, even though she's not biologically his, and also bring surprise Arizona daughter into the fold. But he doesn't want to piss off his original kids. The ones who didn't find out about secret siblings via Reddit. Caroline is cautiously open to it. Jay is totally confused. Arizona girl, her name is Hannah, apparently wants to meet all her siblings at once. And now, Rick wants to have a family dinner, like a weird DNA-heavy Thanksgiving, to introduce everyone. Reddit, I'm begging you. How do I support Jay through this without losing my mind? Is this still our life? Or did we wander into a pilot for a Netflix dramedy? Is it even appropriate for her to be included in the will? She's not Rick's daughter. She just cracked open the secret egg. Help. And yes, more updates are coming, because of course they are. The sibling summit and the will clause reveal. So, that family dinner Rick proposed, it happened. You know how in sitcoms there's always one episode where every character ends up in the same room and absolute chaos erupts? That was us, except with more DNA tension and less laugh track. Cast list for the evening. Rick, aka Daddy DNA. Caroline, my fiancé, Jay's half-sister and former bridezilla. Jay, my fiancé and unwilling architect of this whole genetic bomb. Hannah, surprise daughter from Arizona, in town for a conference. I think she just wanted to scope the circus. Rick's two original sons, Kyle and Dylan, who had no idea why they were invited. Me, the human Switzerland, just trying to keep the wine glasses full. Dinner starts fine. Awkward, but fine. We meet Hannah. She's actually really cool. Graphic designer. Talks fast. Has the exact same chin dimple as Rick, and the exact same raised eyebrow of "Are you kidding me?" as Caroline. DNA doesn't lie. Then Rick stands up like he's giving a wedding toast and goes, "So I've brought you all here because I believe in honesty, and I believe in family, and I think it's time we all got to know each other." Kyle and Dylan exchange a look, TM. Hannah shifts in her seat. Caroline sips wine like it's a tranquilizer. Jay stares into the void. Rick explains the situation. All of it. He met up with Caroline after the DNA test. Then Hannah reached out. Then he realized he might have been emotionally absent and wanted to make amends. Cue Kyle going, "Wait, so you have two secret daughters?" And Dylan, deadpan, "Is there anyone else we should know about? Maybe a kid in France? A surprise twin?" I'd like to say Rick handled it gracefully, but he basically panicked and started word vomiting about legacy and inclusion and redefining family. Then he said this: "I'm updating my will to include all my children, not equally, but fairly." Not equally, but fairly. If you want to feel a room shift into DEFCON 1, say that at dinner. I dare you. Kyle loses it. "So you're giving our inheritance to two women we've never met?" Caroline: "Wow. Thanks. I love being referred to like an estate tax." Hannah: "Honestly? Fair." Jay: still silently chewing asparagus like it's been weaponized. Rick tries to explain that he's setting up a trust. The sons will still inherit the majority, but Caroline and Hannah will get a meaningful share. And Jay, if she wants, can be listed as a beneficiary in acknowledgement of what she uncovered. Y'all. Jay literally choked on her water and said, "You're going to pay me for blowing up your wedding and exposing your midlife crisis babies?" And Rick says, "I see it more as gratitude." Caroline mutters, "I see it as hush money." Hannah goes, "Honestly, I'll take the hush money. I've got student loans." Kyle storms out. Dylan follows but turns and says, "Good luck with your spin-off, Dad." We end the night with Rick looking like a deflated Macy's Day Parade balloon, Hannah asking for the Wi-Fi so she can Venmo herself a drink, and Caroline saying, "If I get less than Kyle, I'm suing." And Jay? Jay looked at me and whispered, "Please tell me this isn't what our wedding will be like." I told her no, it'll be worse, because my mother's flying in from Miami. So now what? Jay's name is potentially going on this guy's will. She's not biologically related. She doesn't want his money, but she also doesn't want to offend him, and everyone else is acting like she orchestrated this to get rich. Which is hilarious because we just bought a secondhand couch off Facebook Marketplace. Is there a way to gracefully back out of being included in a will? Or is Jay stuck being the family scapegoat accidental heiress? Part 3 incoming. And yes, there's more money and more secrets. Hannah's agenda and the estate clause, nobody saw coming. So, a lot of people in the comments asked, who is this Hannah girl really? Is she chill? Is she secretly plotting something? Is she the new main character? Short answer, she's growing on us. Longer answer, she might be low-key terrifying, but in a fun, competent, possibly got away with murder way. Like if Velma from Scooby-Doo went to art school and started a side hustle selling emotional damage merch on Etsy. Let me explain. After the world's most tense family dinner, TM, everyone went their separate ways. Rick emailed us all individually the next day to thank us for our honesty and encourage continued openness. It read like it was written by ChatGPT on Xanax. Caroline ghosted the thread. Jay responded with a polite, "Appreciate your thoughts, but I don't feel comfortable being included in your will." And Hannah? Hannah invited Jay and me to brunch. She picked this absurdly hip cafe that serves beet lattes and has a neon sign that says, "Daddy issues taste better with avocado." We sit down. She pulls out a folder. I thought she was about to serve us with papers. Instead, she goes, "So I've been doing some digging into Rick's estate. Y'all." She had spreadsheets, asset breakdowns, property appraisals, names of his business partners. links to old legal filings, like this girl had gone full Nancy Drew in a Google Doc. Then she drops the bomb. Rick's estate has a clause. A conditional distribution clause. Meaning, if any new legal claimants, aka unknown children, appear after the will is finalized, the entire inheritance goes into probate and has to be split again. And that clause? It kicks in the moment Rick signs his updated will. Hannah. So, if there's anyone else out there with Rick's genes and they show up later, we all get dragged back to court. Me. How many more secret siblings could there be? Hannah sipping her charcoal cold brew. Statistically, 1. Emotionally, infinity. She then suggests we all, collectively, pressure Rick to get a legal paternity confirmation for every potential heir before finalizing the will. DNA vetting, like it's jury duty, ancestry edition. Jay looks at her and goes, "So you want us to vet Dad's DNA debris?" Hannah, "Yes, for financial hygiene." Caroline, when we tell her, is furious. She sends a voice memo that literally starts with, "I will not be cross-examined for existing." Kyle, one of the original sons, sends Rick a legal notice. If any more changes happen to the estate, he's lawyering up. Dylan, the other son, just posts a passive-aggressive meme to Instagram of a tombstone that says, "Rip Dad's sanity." Rick, to his credit, is still trying. He invites Jay and me to coffee and says he never wanted any of this to be complicated, that he was just trying to do the right thing. Then he says this, "I spent my whole life avoiding mess. Now I'm neck deep in it, and I don't even know if I deserve to make it right." We tell him the truth. He's doing okay. Not great, but okay. But this clause, this whole potential legal chaos bomb, that's on him. We're just spectators now. Jay has opted out of any inheritance. Caroline and Hannah are both still in, but now suspicious of each other. The sons are lawyered up, and Rick is one more DNA match away from becoming a Lifetime movie. Reddit, what would you do if you were Hannah? Or Jay? Or even Caroline, who's now threatening to do her own 23andMe just to check for duplicates? Do you think Rick should pull the will update altogether and start from scratch? Or is this just what happens when you've lived too many lives and finally try to pay your emotional taxes? Post 4 coming soon, one-on-one with Kyle. Spoiler, it does not go well. One-on-one with Kyle and the threat of a sibling audit. So this one's going to be a little different. Less chaos, more emotional excavation. Kyle, Rick's eldest son, walking manifestation of a LinkedIn profile, and unofficial captain of the Original Kids Alliance, asked to meet up. Just me. No Jay, no Caroline, no Hannah. Definitely no Rick. He picked a cigar bar. Of course. I showed up in my usual hoodie and sneakers. He showed up looking like he owns a hedge fund called Integrity Capital. First thing he says, "I don't want this to be hostile, but I also don't want to pretend like everything's fine." Fair enough. He launches into it, says he feels like his entire childhood has been hijacked by people who weren't even in the picture until 6 months ago. Says it's like someone broke into his attic and started handing out heirlooms. I told him I get it. I really do. Then he hits me with this. Why is your fiancée involved in any of this? She's not Rick's kid. She's not blood. She's just the whistleblower. And listen, I was ready to be diplomatic, to be chill. But something about the way he said, "just the whistleblower," made my spine go full icicle. I told him, "She's not just anything. She's the reason your dad even knows the truth. She blew up her own family to do it. She didn't ask to be part of this mess. Rick invited her in." He nods, but he's not moved. Says he's considering pushing Rick to remove everyone not on the original birth certificates from the will. Full legal audit. He calls it estate hygiene. Do these people all go to the same jargon gym? Then he says, "I'm not trying to be cruel, I'm trying to be fair, but I won't watch my dad's guilt rewrite my inheritance." I asked him, "Is it about money or about control?" He didn't answer. We parted cordially. He shook my hand, said he respected that I came alone. But before I left, he said, "Tell your fiancée she seems like a good person. Just maybe stop dragging everyone onto Reddit." Tough, but fair. I told Jay everything when I got home. She listened. nodded. Then she said something I wasn't expecting. I kind of agree with him. Me. Wait, what? Her. I don't belong in the will. I never did. I just wanted the truth. That's all I ever wanted. She paused, then added, but I also didn't want to be erased like I never mattered. So here's where we are. Jay's voluntarily removing herself from anything inheritance-related. Rick's still trying to keep her included. Kyle's threatening legal action. Hannah wants a sibling NDA. Caroline is somewhere rage vacationing in Greece, probably blocking the word 23andMe on every app she owns. Rick has asked us to attend a final family meeting. One last attempt to resolve things before the will is signed. You already know we're going. Post 5 will be that meeting. And yes, there will be wine. And maybe yelling. The final family meeting. Spoiler, it's not final. All right, Reddit. This was supposed to be the big finish. The final boss battle of wills, literally and metaphorically. But of course, nothing ever ends in this family saga. Rick invited everyone to what he called a legacy conversation, which sounds like a TED Talk, but was just a catered brunch in a community center with bad chairs and lukewarm quiche. Everyone showed. Kyle and Dylan, brothers, beefed up and brooding. Caroline, arrived late, sunglasses indoors, looked like a real housewife on probation. Hannah, already there when we arrived, doing a crossword and drinking iced green tea like this was a hostage negotiation. Jay, my fiancé, still a little emotionally crispy from the last round. Me, once again the human emotional airbag. And Rick in a polo shirt, looking like a guy trying to sell you on solar panels for emotional healing. He opens by saying this meeting isn't legal. It's not about documents. It's about people. Cue the collective sigh. He says, I'm not here to justify my past. I'm here to own it and to tell you what I want going forward. Here's the breakdown. He's finalizing the will next week. All 5 children, sons Caroline, Hannah, will receive equal percentages. Jay is not included as an heir, but he's writing her a personal letter and leaving her a gift, as thanks for telling the truth. If any additional children surface, there's a clause to account for them, but it won't reduce the other shares. Kyle and Dylan will remain executors of the estate. Sounds clean, right? It wasn't. Kyle stood up and said, You're rewarding people who were never part of this family. You're punishing us for staying. Hannah fired back. He's rewarding people who weren't allowed to be part of the family. There's a difference. Caroline, out of nowhere. Can we just admit none of this is about money? It's about who Dad loves the most. And spoiler alert, it was never us. Rick. Caroline. Caroline. Don't. I'm tired of being managed. Dylan quietly. Same. The meeting devolved. People started talking over each other. Jay grabbed my hand. I looked at her and she mouthed, Let's bounce. We did. Rick called later and thanked us. Said he respected Jay's choice to step away, but wanted her to know, she changed my life. He said she reminded him that truth matters more than comfort. Then he asked if she'd accept the personal gift. She hasn't decided yet. It's not money. He said it's sentimental. We'll see. Here's where things stand. The will is getting signed. The siblings are still fractured. Jay is emotionally exhausted but lighter. I have no idea what the hell is coming next, but hey, we're planning our wedding now. A small one. Just us and a few sane people. No DNA tests allowed. Next post, maybe not drama, maybe just peace, or cake tasting. Unless someone else turns up claiming to be Rick's kid, then I'm deleting my account. Cake, closure, and Caroline's unexpected message. Okay, Reddit. Final post. I swear. Unless Rick clones himself or another secret kid shows up, this is it. So we're planning our wedding now. Small, backyard, pizza truck, and good vibes kind of thing. No harpists, no doves, no champagne tower. Just us and people who actually like each other. Jay is doing better. She's still in therapy, still processing, but she laughs more now. Sleeps more. She started painting again. Last week, she painted a cactus holding a martini glass and titled it, Thriving in Hostile Environments. I'm framing it. The gift from Rick? We finally opened it. It's a photo album. Inside, pictures of Jay as a kid. Photos Rick had asked Jay's dad, the man who raised her, to send him over the years. Quietly. Secretly. Apparently, they stayed in limited contact. Her dad sent Rick updates just in case he ever decided to be brave. Every photo had a note. Age 6, lost her first tooth, wouldn't stop smiling. Age 12, wanted to be a detective. Age 15, painted her bedroom black, still brightened the whole house. We both cried. Then we sat on the floor and looked through it 3 times. Jay said, "I don't need his money, but this was worth everything." And then Caroline texted, just 3 words. "You were right. No emoji, no follow-up." Jay stared at it for a full minute, then replied, "So were you." I don't know what that means for their relationship, but I know it means something. Here's where we leave things. Rick's will is signed. Drama paused, if not over. Kyle and Dylan are still not speaking to their dad, but Dylan liked one of Jay's IG stories. That counts for something, right? Hannah is planning a group Zoom with the sisters to air grievances and make margaritas. I fear her. Jay and I are getting married this fall. She's walking down the aisle to Fleetwood Mac. I asked her if she wanted to invite Rick. She said no, then changed her mind. Then changed it back. Final verdict, maybe, me. I'm just grateful it's over, for now. Thanks for following the saga. From DNA kits to wills to awkward brunches with a cast of semi-related chaos goblins, it's been something. Final thought. Sometimes truth doesn't set you free. Sometimes it just makes you heavier with things that matter. And that's okay. And yes, we picked the cake. It's lemon. With lavender. Because Jay said, let's make something sweet out of all this bitterness. That's my girl. Peace out, Reddit. Unless the margarita Zoom goes off the rails. Then, you'll hear from me. If you like these stories and videos, make sure to like, comment, and share so we can make some money from ad revenue and continue getting better and better with our publications. We strive to donate a portion of everything we make to charities that make a difference. Let us know if there is someone or thing you want to support. Thank you for staying until the end and enjoying the story.